I just want to call your attention to something. Recently, Ebuka did an interview with Mr. Fonny, and there was a question he posed to him about some of its sentiments of the public on what they've seen the content creators being able to do when it comes to material wealth.
Okay.
And people would always like, it can't be just content creating that is generating such fund or wealth. So what's your view around that sentiment? Because I ask also, apart from Ebuka asking Mr. Forney, when I had an interview with Zix Aloma, it was the same thing that came up. As a matter of fact, the day we were having that interview, somebody posted something, somebody commented, when he posted something that related to that kind of sentiment, that you guys, there must be something more to it. And as a matter of fact, some attribute it to fraud. Let's just go there. So
the thing is, let me first highlight this. For the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, to say he might step down from being the CEO of Tesla to becoming an influencer, you can tell that the billionaire wants to be a content creator. So billionaires, they have the widest range of what can bring money.
Yes.
And he's thinking of being you can tell the money he has seen. Maybe his team has told him this is the budget for influencer. And he'll be like, what? You're paying this?
And talk about an influencer. He is an influencer.
He is an influencer. So I just wanted to highlight that. But I feel why people say that now is because people sort of equate it to people who have started before you are not buying this kind of, or did not flash this kind of expensive, luxurious lifestyle or things, and you just started 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and then you were buying houses. And for me, from my story, me saying I lost my dad 2015, I saw myself through school, paying my fees, rent, I could feeding myself, even before my dad passed, because they got a rough time when the whole Boko Haram, it hit them hard because they had all their investment in Kano, having to leave there and start afresh. So I had to step up and start paying my bills. So I'm not that kind of person that wants to show you what I have. I want you to know what I have. I don't want you to assume. When you look at me, you have it. So content creators have not been the type that flash wealth or post their wealth. I haven't, from my years of being, but it just started maybe some 3 years, 2 years back. And there's a lot of money in content creating, aside the platforms that pay you, maybe YouTube, and recently one of the biggest new inputs that brings money was Facebook. So Facebook pays you now. A video can get you maybe up to $5-10K one video. So if a content creator makes 10 videos, a content creator that gets good views, engagement, makes 10 videos a month, even if those videos bring $1,000, which I doubt will definitely bring more, that's $10,000.
Absolutely, in a month.
Just from Facebook. There's still YouTube.
Yeah.
There's still Instagram adverts. There's still commercials. There's still endorsements.
Yes.
I got my first endorsement in 2016 from NairaBet. It was a multi-million Naira endorsement. And that was because I lost my dad 2015 November, and I had the endorsement 2016 January. That actually helped me, give me a good push.
Yes.
So I've seen people get endorsed with 100 million, 30 million, 50 million, maybe for 6 months, for 1 year. Content creators.
Yeah.
Brands, right now, because of the pandemic, we could tell that people were able to understand that I can sit at home and sell my product online.
Yeah.
And who do I need to sell my product online? Influencers, content creators. You don't need, nobody was going out then, so billboards were out of the question. With the evolution of social media, and rarely people listen to radio.
All the traditional mainstream.
Rarely people watch TV as much as they used to. It's all on social media. You want to watch movie, there's Netflix. You want to watch different videos, there's YouTube. You want to laugh, come on Instagram, tweet. So the social media is like everything. So now you're telling me the people who give you the content that keep you on social media, you don't think they make that much money? Nah, I don't see how people equate. That's why I say it just depends on. For example, now a content creator just go viral and is getting views. It's on every platform. Like when I mean viral, like last year, Mr. Funny went viral. Do you know how many brands will be hitting on him at the same time? Because they know the fact that you're just viral, everyone is on your page. And there you have the ability to put any amount. You can charge maybe big brands, maybe MTN, maybe 10 million or 5 million. You can charge smaller brand 1 million, but some people don't have the same amount.
Absolutely.
So that your virality ride is a lot of money that will come in at the same time. So there's so much money aside the platforms. What people pay for adverts. There are a lot of, like, for someone like me, I don't take a lot of adverts. I reject adverts a lot. But there are people that take a lot of adverts. Some people do like 10 adverts a week. Even if you're charging 100,000 per advert, 10 is like $1 million.
That's true.
This I can call different ways you make money.
Different channels.
Now there are people who come in now, there are brands that come in and say, we want to pay you to create content, maybe 10 content. We'll pay you, but then we'll still share revenue when we put it on the platform that will be paying
people that understand the business aspect of it.
So there's so much business, there's collaboration. There are people that come in and say, let's collaborate and do this project. You don't have to bring money, I have the money, but come in with your influence. And we do this business and we share revenue. There's so many ways. There are ways as a content creator you even make money without putting it on your platform. Just because once you are social media famous, you as a person, you are your brand.
That's true.
So if they invite you for an appearance in a club, you get paid. They invite you for an appearance in an event, you get paid. They invite you. Some content creators will say, "Oh, I don't do hosting," but they know you don't do hosting, but you're popular. Just your face being there
on their brand or on their event or something,
people will come. So those are offline ways you make money. There's still online ways. So there's so much money to be made.
Interesting.
So when people
so people shouldn't be surprised anymore when they see these things.
It's just people. There was a time people thought Instagram was paying me. Some people will be like, they always watch your video. You Instagram they pay. There was never a time up to now Instagram is not paying me. It's just adverts. But now very soon. Instagram will be monetized.
Start monetizing.
Because in US already their Instagram are monetized.
Yeah, I saw somebody also shared it on Twitter that Instagram
all these payment they come late to us. Like people were already making money from Facebook a year or two before we started making money on Facebook.
It's always regional.
Exactly. So imagine when Instagram start paying. Snapchat, it also pays. TikTok,
which is a big viral machine.
Yes, if you go live on TikTok, you get gifted, you get paid. So if you're making money, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, plus your adverts, plus appearances.
When you put all this together, I mean,
my brother, there is money. I'm an Igbo man, so
you know what you're talking about.
There is money.
Exactly. So guys, again, that has been unraveled so that we can get over that sentiment and continue to enjoy the content that they are offering us. What's your advice for upcoming content creators? So
they should not be swayed by what they see online, because 80% is fake. I'm not going to post myself suffering and drinking Gary online. I only post myself maybe eating luxurious food. Everyone wants to look good
Lobster.
on social media. Exactly. It sells your brand. So sometimes they might see a content creator with followers, with engagement, but in real life, maybe that content creator is finding it hard. I've seen content creators with millions of followers, and some don't even have their own house. They still pitch, so it's not all, it's rosy online, but real life is not. So you need to have the right motivation to go into it. So a lot of people see this right now. They see content creator buying house, buying car. I see comment section. They'll be like, "Next year I'll be a content creator." Not, but it's
and when and when a lot of people like that, when they get into it and they see the hard work, because creativity is hard. Putting the cameras together, even if it's your phone that you're going to use, at least you have to know how to edit. So all those things.
Even getting new content that will fly.
Yes,
is a lot of work.
So
imagine people have been doing content for years.
Yes,
and there's still new contents coming up. So you need to really get into your creative demigod and come up with something that I've shot content and I watched it and I'll be like, it's not as funny as it was in my head, and I never posted it. I have content I've created 7-8 years, long time ago, that the media never saw, just because I didn't feel it was funny enough to be in that space. But over time I've understood that, because if you look at my evolution, I started off with comedy content, but right now I understand me being a content creator, I'm my brand. So everything about me is content. So I'm sort of diversing into other forms of content creating, not just comedy. Lifestyle, traveling, blogging, different things.
There was one you were doing
exactly. A lot, because people don't know the story about me and my wife, but they don't see, maybe they see just 5% of what me and my wife are. We play a lot. We play so much. So sometimes I just post a video of something we do or we did, and people love it. It is not Papa Day, it is not me doing comedy skit, it's just me and my wife. And so that just shows you that literally these days almost everything is content. There are people who do pranks, there are people who go on the road and just shout and people find it hilarious. There are different forms of content.
Absolutely.
So if you're doing comedy content, you can also divert, you can do other things. So my advice to upcoming content creators is you have to have the passion for it. What has kept me going for the past years is because I have big passion for comedy and acting, and that has kept me going. There are times I went off and came back, like when I wanted to graduate 2016-17, I went off for like almost a year because I wanted to graduate.
I mean, as a doctor. So you can imagine.
I still came back, and if I didn't have the passion for it, I could just, sometimes when I go to US or maybe UK or somewhere and people find out you're a doctor, why are you doing comedy? You're a doctor.
You could be a practicing doctor.
You can make millions. You can make money. So it's the passion that's still keeping me, and
so passion is key.
Yes, because some people, I've seen content creators that got viral, got big, and maybe over time their views start dropping, and they start losing interest.
Because it wasn't there.
Yes. If the passion is there, you will not be about the views. You just be that you're doing, and people are still watching you.
You're doing what you enjoy.
Yeah, you're doing what you enjoy. So that will keep you longer
True.
than just the superficial, which is the money or the fame and all that. And one thing again, I need to tell upcoming content creators is fame is terrible. Fame is as bad as it's good. It has its advantage. It has a long range of disadvantage.
Please tell us more.
Because you being famous, you can't live normally. I've seen famous people say, "Oh, I'm not a role model to anybody. I'm living my life. Live your own life." No. They watch you.
The society doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. You can't say, I'm a doctor. I'm living my life. So don't see me outside. No, you're a doctor, and anywhere you go, you're a doctor. So I might see you in a public place and I'll be like, oh doctor, I'm feeling pain. You can't shout at me and say, oh, I'm not in my office, don't disturb. You are still a doctor. So you being famous, there are times where you want to even ask for help. But because of your status, you're scared.
Your celebrity status.
If I ask this person, the next day I'm saying it's popular comedian Craze begging for 10K.
Especially in this day of bloggers.
Exactly. You can't have real friends anymore. It's so hard because you don't even know why this person wants you as a friend. So right now I'm still friends with my high school mates. Those are the people that saw me when I was not famous. So I can still play with them how I want to play with them. I can still be my real self around them. But then when I'm in an event of random people, I have to be Craze Clown, which is an alter ego. I can't be Emmanuel. I can't misbehave. You can't really be yourself. You don't want to say so. There are dirty jokes I crack with my friend that if I mistakenly say it in public, there will be a lot of backlash.
In the day of counseling.
Exactly. There will be a lot of... So fame is as good as it looks, is a lot of work. Just like in music, when you're coming up as an upcoming musician, you feel it's a lot of work because you have to drop different songs, you have to go for this interview. But the moment you don't know that the work starts when you blow up. Because when you blow up now, you have to keep up that standard, that momentum. You have to keep it up. If you drop a hit song, your next song still has to be a hit. It's a lot of work when you are famous. You have to keep, like, for musicians, you have to look rich. The moment you look poor, they'll be like, this on music, not they sell again. So there's so much pressure on you. Sometimes you're just in this
That's
space.
the word. Pressure.
So much pressure to do this, so much pressure to be this, so much pressure to, So the work actually starts the moment you become social media famous or you go viral or whatnot. Then that's how when you have to draw out your priorities. What do I really want? How do I keep this fame going? Sometimes I love the advantages that come with fame. There's so much advantages. Sometimes I go to the shopping mall, I buy stuff, and then a fan just come, oh, I want to pay for you. I go to a restaurant to eat, a fan come, please, can I handle your bill? There are those advantages. Sometimes a fan might just write to you, your video just made my day, I just want to support you. There are, and then you get access to places, but then the disadvantage is your mental health.
That's true.
That is true. Every content creator that has been on for a long time will tell you, at a period of time I got depressed. I had my own time. 2019 was such a very bad time for me. It was so bad. That was when I started realizing that I'm in this alone, sort of. Because I've seen people who were famous and they fall off and nobody wants to do anything with them. People that used to, when they are one coming, you're not the one trying to
started.
Exactly. So just know that they are here because of what you do. The moment you don't do it anymore, you're alone. So if you're not able to create good friendship, relationship, do all that, be human, you will lose everything when you lose everything.
And that will be very terrible because there will be nobody there.
So when you're climbing, you have to be more careful than when you're there. Because when you're coming down, it's those people you met while climbing you still meet while coming down.
That's true.
So there's so much tiptoeing you do when you're famous. So much. And it is so stressful on your mental health.
It is.
So stressful. You want to say something. Sometimes I see news in the blog. Me as a normal person, I'm already typing, but then I pause and say, if I...
You wanted to reply as Emmanuel, but obviously your profile is not Emmanuel there.
If I say this, there will be a lot of backlash. So at the point, I started doing it. If I see something and I want to comment, I will type my comment, I will read it, and then I will delete it. So in my head, I've already said what I want to say. So there has to be a lot of self-control. I know a lot of popular people that they smoke cigarettes, but they don't want to be seen in the public smoking cigarette because, judgmental people.
Yes.
So you can't be yourself. You have to be you have to be who you have shown them you are on social media, and who sometimes the pressure comes from the fans wanting you to be this particular person. And I feel people who have this much pressure, so much, are people from reality TV shows. For example, Big Brother.
Yes. Yes.
Big Brother for me is like a research. It's like, how will I put it? It's a form of well, I say
research lab.
Yes, it's a form of research. It's like to know how random people can live in a place and understand and be enclosed in that place, grow feelings and whatnot. So people want you to be that person they want you to be because they voted for you. They feel like they gave you the fame. It's different from you creating content, and it's your content that got you that fame.
Yeah.
So you can still continue in that your part of content creators. But for some other people, they have to do what the fans. That's why there's so much drama with reality TV shows. Yeah, with reality TV shows. So I don't know if the upcoming content creator understand me right. All I'm just saying is you have to be careful when you're starting, and you have to create good relationship with people. Sometimes I'm asked to do something, or I'm asked to do an advert, and it's not my pay they are offering. But then I look at the brand, or I look at the people reaching out, and I'll be like, you know what? Let me just do it. I might create a relationship with these people, and that will hold. Like, I've gotten a deal, an endorsement deal, because of somebody I worked with like 4 years ago. And I
didn't necessarily pay.
Yes. So what happened with this guy was they were supposed to pay me, and I don't know if he was scammed, or he was supposed to be the agency that the brand reached out to me. So there was something. So he explained to me. He cried and was like, if I don't do this, it's a whole lot of drama for him. That he know, and I did it without getting paid. And 2 years later, he came and paid me with even maybe 20% extra, and we kept that relationship going. And anytime he sees a spot for me, he would just say, "Oh,
calls you in." Sorry.
He would just call me. So I've created a relationship with him. If ever I need his help, he will gladly want to render me his help. So I'm just saying, because this
relationship is key.
Relationship is key. Sometimes I prefer relationship to handshake. And priorities, set your priorities right.
Yeah.
And also the passion for it.
Awesome.
That will keep you going for the longest. Content creating is not about now. Me being in this space for the longest, more than 10 years, I've seen the evolution.
Yeah.
And I can tell if you're not prepared for this evolution, you will fall off. You might enjoy what's happening right now, but are you prepared for 5 years to come? Are you prepared for 10 years to come?
You're actually answering my last question. that was going to be my last question to say. Sorry. That was going to be my last question to say. What's the future like? You know. Yeah.
Now we're looking at,
and more specifically in the comedy skits making.
Now, with this whole invention, they're talking about the metaverse. So metaverse is another world in this world, according to them. So it's like you put on the whatever,
Oculus,
the
for
Oculus,
example,
and then you're on another world. You can walk there, get earnings.
Yeah.
You can create anything there. So I feel like 5 to 10 years from now, we'll be creating content in the metaverse.
Just the way you started on Facebook 2007.
Exactly. So, are you prepared for that evolution? Are you prepared for that time? Are you prepared? Are you good? Because as I'm doing content, I'm always researching. I watch content creators from Tanzania, from South Africa, from Ghana, from US, from UK, China. You know, I want to see what they're doing, how far they have gone, if they have gone like maybe 10 steps ahead of us, you know.
And what are some of the things they're doing, and how are they doing it? What are the elements that they're bringing in that's, you know.
Exactly. What has really helped me is my ability to travel. 2014, 15, 16, 17, oh my God. I think in 3 years I went to like maybe 25 countries. Like I traveled a lot. Because I was viral then. And then I wasn't based in Nigeria, I was in Ukraine. So There was a show in
from
UK.
there you could.
I would go. There was a show in Sweden. I would go Finland, Belarus, Russia, US. I was traveling, and then footballers. I had a lot of footballers as my fans, as my supporters. So a footballer might invite me to just come over, watch his game. So I traveled a lot. So those traveling helped me to see myself, like maybe I didn't know how people saw me in UK, how big I was. I would go there, I would see, I would understand, I would meet their content creators, so I was able to understand how these people were, growing, the growth and everything. And I was also putting it in my craft, understanding that, this area likes this kind of content, this area likes the kind of content. Because over time, back then, I never used to use Pidgin or my Nigerian languages in my country. I was using English because it's more universal.
True.
So someone in UK can easily understand, even sometimes I see some of my content that has been translated from the language, the English I use to maybe Tanzania, to, they change. So if I wasn't using English, it would be hard for them to translate.
Exactly.
So knowing this and, seeing the evolution, you should be able to, work on yourself more. But 5 to 10 years from now people are complaining that content creators, their wealth looks like fraud. What will you say 5 to 10 years from now? You will say they are doing rituals, because it's gonna be big. It's gonna be.
You can see it.
I can see it. Believe me. I'm not saying I'm a fortune teller, but look at what is happening. And when I'm not just focused on just content creating. I have other businesses I do on the side. I have my educational company. I'm into farming, into real estate. I have other things I do. So I'm able to also, in this other fields, to see how much they need content creators. And the need for content creators, influencers is increasing by the day.
Absolutely, because the digital age is just going to continue to grow and grow.
And Nigerians are getting a lot of attention all over the world because of our entertainment.
Yeah.
So we have big brands coming in. Years ago, Netflix was not a thing in Nigeria. Netflix just came to Nigeria 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago. We have Prime,
and guess what? They are specials now. Your Kenny Black and all of that.
We have Amazon. We have Prime. We have. I heard HBO is coming. So there are so many platforms that are coming because of the noise we've made all over the world.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the need. And looking at the content space, it looks like there's so many content creators in Nigeria, but they are not.
You reckon?
Oh my God. Have you been to the States? In the US, there's so much content creators. In Nigeria, you can count how many content creators have up to 1 million followers. In US, I don't think you can count.
So are you saying we are still in day one?
Yeah, we're still growing.
Wow.
US is maybe 10 steps ahead of us. So we have not gotten there. They are also getting somewhere that we'll also get to. So 5 to 10 years from now,
it's going to be massive.
We will have what we have in the music industry where international stars come to collaborate. We'll have international content creators collaborate. Right now, we're just doing collaboration within ourselves. We have not even started going around Africa. Not to talk of around the world.
So true.
So there's so much that is coming in. And if you're not prepared for it, you will fall off.
So get ready, guys. Get ready. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chris Clown, for sharing your story on my comedy skit journey. And again, it's been an honor meeting you, and most importantly, in your space. Guys, please subscribe and share the content.